What is up, awesome people of the internet? Hello, 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 hello. What is up, people? Welcome to another live stream for us to talk about the week that was. What is up, people? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Today finishes week 2 of women's college basketball, and we are going to talk about it. So come on in. And when you join, let me know what your favorite thing about this week was. Let me know your favorite thing about this week. And we're going to get into it. We got a lot to talk about today. So, guys, here's what we got to talk about. We have to talk about the curse, possibly, of the top 10 AP polls and how basically all the teams that are on the top 10 are losing. We have some injury updates to share with you all today. We have some big upset games to talk about. And then we'll talk about literally anything you all want to talk about. So, let's get started. What up? Hey, Sky, K124. Hello. Thanks so much for joining. What do you all think about the week that was? Let me know in the comments below, and let's get into it. So we are going to start. Oh, what up, RC? What up, RC? Favorite thing about this week: Bruins won, even though my Hawkeyes let me down. Well, the Hawkeyes are playing right now. They're gonna win today. So, you got something. And also, yes, UCLA. Squeak by. And we're gonna talk about that game today. So we're gonna get into that game. But first, let's talk about what might be a curse of the AP top 10. So yeah. This is the preseason top 10 as it was. We had LSU as number 1, then UConn, Iowa, UCLA, Utah, South Carolina, Ohio State, Virginia Tech, Indiana, and Notre Dame. And a thing to note is that all these teams, -2, have lost so far this season. This AP polls for week 1 and week 2 has just been wild. And like teams that we're not expecting necessarily to lose, they're losing. And it's kind of crazy. What up, Jermaine? What's up? I finally made it live. I'm normally at work when these go on. Oh, I'm glad you're able to tune in, Jermaine. Welcome. So Jermaine, let me know what you think your favorite thing was of this past week. But we are talking about the AP top 10 possible curse. So we had LSU that went down to a team that they shouldn't lost to. In Colorado, we have UConn that lost. We have Iowa that lost this week. UCLA is one team that has not lost. They're in the top 10 and they have not lost so far. We'll see if that streak continues for them. Utah just lost. South Carolina has not lost. Ohio State has lost. Virginia Tech has lost. Indiana has lost. And Notre Dame has lost. So this is the first time that I can remember, and I've been watching women's basketball for a long time. This is the first time I can remember that top 10 has changed so much week over week. And it's getting to the point where it's like, man, is it, are teams that make it to the top 10, are they cursed? Because it's looking like once you make that list, you're losing. So it's kind of interesting. Let me know what y'all think about this possible top 10 curse of sorts. Of course, it's not a real thing, but it's something interesting to talk about how these teams that we were expecting that were going to be very, very good this year have turned out to be not so good. At least to start off this season. But let me know what y'all think about this AP women's basketball poll, because it's pretty interesting. It is pretty interesting. And I want to actually pull up week 2 on here so y'all can take a look at that and how week 1 and week 2 has drastically changed. And again, this feels like the first time in a while that something like this has happened. right? It feels like this is like we're in uncharted territory when it comes to these top 10 teams and how they're underperforming what we expect of them. So I do want to pull up week 2. So if we take a look right here, I have sorry about the live movement of this. We have week 1 and week 2 AP polls, and as we can see, I hope you all can see this. I hope you all can see this well. Okay, so this was week 1. Week 1 we had LSU, Yukon, Iowa as the top 3, and then week 2. Yukon and LSU got moved because they lost. And then we had South Carolina, Iowa, and UCLA. Iowa's not going to be in the top 3 for week 3 because they lost. So yeah, they lost. And so as we can see, like everything kind of slightly changed. So Utah went from number 5 to number 4. Colorado wasn't even on the top 10 for week 1, and then they moved up to all the way to number 5. Stanford, same thing. They were not in the top 10, and they moved up. LSU and Yukon drastically moved down. Virginia Tech was about the same. Indiana moved off the board. And Notre Dame moved off the board as well. So it's been a lot of movement for these AP polls. If y'all can actually, for those who are in watching this live, if you all can hit that like button, that would be super, super awesome. Let's get to you all's comments. RC says, I need to convince Angel Reese to leave LSU behind their old news. Reese, please come to Iowa. Help the team. Oh man, that's funny. RC says Cameron Brink's truck is amazing. Her and Kiki Ira often is the truth. Cameron Brink, Hannah Jump got Stanford balling like Haley Jones never left. Facts on facts on facts. Yeah, J Spot is right. Not a chance. Nia, Notre Dame did not lose after South Carolina. They did not lose after South Carolina. Donovan says, I feel like there is enough parity in women's basketball to make it competitive this season. I completely agree, Donovan. That's something that's been huge for me this season, where we're finally seeing a moment in time for women's basketball where there is so much parity. It's getting to the point where basically any team can win at any moment. You saw Princeton almost beat UCLA this week. There are so many games that we sort of expect a certain team to win, and they almost lose, or they lose. For example, look at the Stanford game today. I don't know how many of y'all watched Stanford versus Duke today, but Duke was balling. Like, Duke looked really, really good today. And it just shows how much parity there is, that a team that isn't even ranked in Duke can almost beat, a top 6 team in Stanford. Like, this really is one of the golden eras of women's college basketball that we're in right now. And we get to enjoy watching some of these players sort of ball out of control, and, teams that we're not expecting to winning. Like, it's pretty awesome. Utah lost this week. Like, there's so many amazing games. And really any team can win at any time, which is like super, super special. Let's see what else y'all got to say. Daryl Anderson, hello. Just got back from my just got back from my daughters from seeing the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games? I think that's what you mean. Phil G says, right now I would say Colorado and South Carolina are the best. LSU has things to work out, and Iowa has no depth. Yeah, Phil. I would say actually, I'm really, really liking USC. I'm really, really liking NC State. Of course, South Carolina. Baylor impressed me this week. And I was very, very impressed by Baylor. So maybe Nikki Collins has that team ready to go, and they may make some noise this year. There's a lot of teams this year that I have really, really enjoyed. But yeah. So yeah, I totally get your point. Yeah, Iowa doesn't really have any depth, and we were able to tell that in that K-State Iowa game. We're going to talk more about that K-State Iowa game in a sec, but it really just shows that Iowa does have a lot more work to do, for sure. That is completely for sure. CCU says, I know Caitlin Clark is being pushed as the early National Player of the Year award winner, but Cameron Brink, yeah. Did y'all watch that game today? Did y'all watch Stanford play Duke today? Cameron Brink put her team on her shoulders in the fourth and overtime. Cameron Brink was playing most of the second half in overtime with 4 fouls. And she was able to guard effectively without fouling, and then just started scoring points like crazy. Like Cameron Brink, and also Cameron Brink has made what did they say, 72 straight free throws? Like, how amazing is that? How amazing is that? Sky2124 is asking who's my favorite freshman? My favorite freshman so far, I would probably say Juju. Yeah, Juju is probably my favorite freshman. She's so entertaining to watch. Like, a lot of these freshmen are very entertaining to watch, but right now, I would say Juju is probably my favorite. Nolan says, I'm thinking Baylor can win a couple big games moving forward. Facts. I agree. I completely agree. Lamar says, what's up? Just wondering where you're from. Chicago. And as you can see from my my jacket, I'm repping the Chicago Sky. I'm repping the Chicago Sky. The J Spot Network says they're about to watch the Duke game now. All right, well, watch that game and let us do some. You could do some live recaps as you're watching the game. Anyway, so yeah, that's the AP Top 10 curse as I kind of see it. Though it's not really a curse; it's just a fun way to talk about it. But it really is saying something that there is so much parity that these top 10 teams are losing. It's very, very interesting. But that's what it takes us to our next topic, which is injuries, y'all. Let's talk about injuries, because every year, it's the same thing where we start off the year and there's just a bunch of injuries. There are sometimes season-ending injuries. Sometimes players are able to come back throughout the season, but we want to talk about some of the injuries and what I would consider some of the most notable injuries of sorts in this young season so far. So we're 2 weeks into the season and we have some injuries. So first, I want to talk about Rickea Jackson. So Rickea Jackson, for those who don't know, is on Tennessee, and you know she missed her second straight game today due to injury. We will kind of see how she's able to rebound and get better. So she was not warming up with the team on their November 20th game. I'm sorry. No, she wasn't warming up with the team today. So she's out. Also, Tennessee has 2 other players who are out as well. They have Jasmine Powell out. She hurt her right hand. And they also have guard Avery Strickland out as well. Strickland is in concussion protocol, so of course she has to be out. So we'll see what happens with Jackson. She's out with a lower leg injury, so we'll see. She had a boot on her leg, so when someone's wearing a boot on their foot, it just doesn't look good. So we'll see whenever she's able to come back. But she's sort of been in and out of practice this past week. So we will see what happens with her injury. This is, of course, a huge, huge, huge issue for Tennessee, because Tennessee is a team that runs off the engine that is Rickea Jackson. So the fact that Rickea Jackson is out, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good for the future of Tennessee, because while they can try to sort of like eke out wins, it's not enough. It's not enough to actually make this team like super competitive against good teams, because really Rickea Jackson is just about the end all be all for Tennessee. She is the motor that gets Tennessee running. So the fact that she's not playing right now and she's going to be out for a little bit, it's a little bit concerning, I would say, because she really is the engine for this team. So let's go to y'all comments. Sky 124 says Citron injury. Well, Sky, you have good timing, because yes, we're about to talk about Sonia Citron. So she suffered a knee injury this past Wednesday. Notre Dame played Northwestern, a game that they killed Northwestern on, but she got hurt. She got hurt, and we will see how she does. For those who don't know, she's a junior. Neo Ivy, she's the head coach of Notre Dame. She said that Sonia is sort of a day-to-day of sorts. She of course didn't play. She's not playing for a while. She's probably going to be out for possibly 2 weeks. At least what I've read online. I read that she might be out for 2 weeks. It might be more. But we'll see. She has a sprained knee, so that could take a little bit to heal. Another thing to note is that Sonia Citron, she's huge for Notre Dame. Huge. She's averaging 20 points so far this year. She's only played in 2 games so far, but so far 20 points. And Notre Dame's schedule is pretty light next week, so it's not the biggest of deals if Sonia isn't with the team. So they play Chicago State and they play Ball State next week. So not that big of a deal. She'll have some time to rest up. However, Notre Dame does play Tennessee, which is going to be a great game. They play Tennessee on November the 29th. And so that's going to be an interesting game for Notre Dame to play without Sonia, assuming that she's still going to be out. So we will see. We will see what happens. But that's a huge injury for Notre Dame, for Sonia Citron to be out. CC says blank free Rickea from injury because Tennessee not looking good right now. Yeah. I mean, she's the motor. Rickea Jackson is the motor for that team, and so that's a big deal. The J-Spot says Hidalgo is holding it down for Notre Dame until Citron comes back. They say she will be back soon. Yeah, 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, in the meantime, I think for sure, Hannah will be able to get Notre Dame past these 2 games that they have next week. That's not a problem. But we'll see what happens, because if Sonia isn't back for that Tennessee game, that's quite a load to put on Hannah Hidalgo. So of course she's sort of making up for the offensive production that Olivia Miles would be doing, because Olivia Miles is out with injury, but like also with Sonia Citron out, that's a lot to put on the weight of a freshman. So we will see what happens, but yeah. Let's see what else y'all got to say. Quinn Reed says University of South Carolina's dominance. Facts. We're gonna talk more about South Carolina in a sec, but yes, 100%. Jermaine says, I'm not gonna lie, I've been at work so much I haven't been able to watch any games so far. Well, that's all right. Jermaine. We'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted about it. But yeah, there's lots of games happening and a lot of stuff to talk about. So don't worry at all. All right, let's get to another injury. AZ Fudd. So AZ Fudd has been out for UConn, and I believe this is a second game that she's been out. She had a non-contact injury that she suffered in practice. And she missed the game against Maryland that happened 3 days ago, I believe. And also she was out in today's game. So we will see. Gino said that AZ is going to undergo some testing once her swelling goes down. But we will see from there. We don't have an update minus that. So, we will see. We will see what happens. But that for sure is a semi significant loss for UConn. And the only reason I say semi is because AZ Fudge hasn't really been herself so far this year. Like, she hasn't done a ton. So while this is definitely a loss, I don't think it'll be like the biggest deal, as big of a deal as like Sonia Citron and Rakia Jackson. They're much bigger losses for their team than AZ Fudd is. Though of course, UConn wants AZ Fudd back as soon as they can get her back. But yeah. Let me know what y'all think about those injuries. We got AZ, we got Rakia, we got Sonia Citron, and also we have Tessa Johnson, who's hurt. So Tessa Johnson is out. She's with South Carolina. She is day-to-day right now with an ankle sprain, or ankle injury. That's what they're calling it. So we'll see what happens with Tessa Johnson. But right now, she is day-to-day. All right, let's get to some of y'all. Comments. All right, so Kimura says, I hope I say your name right. Is it Kimura or Kimura? They say, did I miss you talk about NC State? If so, quickly, what are your thoughts about that game? Well, NC State has the potential to be a very, 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 very good team. However, it'll take some growing pains. They almost lost. They almost lost in that game. Hold on. I wanna pull up I want to pull up some of the stats from that game to try to refresh my mind. But they almost lost, NC State. But I will tell you about this NC State team. They know how to win. They know how to win. And a good amount of that is because of two of the players that they got, Isaiah James and Sanaya Rivers, who we're not like super, super dominant, but in Sanaya Rivers' case, she was balling. She was balling. I feel like did I make a slide about that team? Oh no, I didn't. Okay. All right. What else y'all got to say? The Quentin says the preseason AP polls were largely based on hype. Yes, it was. Oh, but also it was based on fact as well. I mean, yes, there was a lot of hype around UConn and LSU, but also, if you look on paper, they were some of the better teams. So, J-Spot Network says that's a lot to put on Hidalgo. Yes, that is a lot to put on her. We'll see how Hannah Hidalgo she's a beast. Like, I'm pretty sure she won't care either way, but as a freshman, that's a lot to put on her. Though I don't think she'll mind. K Mora, thank you so much. Thank you, K Mora. I do want to pronounce people's names right. Honest Lay says, how long is Rakia out for? Well, we don't know. They didn't say. So Coach Kelly Harper says that Rakia's been in and out of practice, and as far as right now, there is no timetable. At least that I've seen. Maybe if someone's seen something else, let me know. But as far as I've seen, like there is no timetable for when Rakia will be back. Quinn says, I had no idea how bad Tennessee was without Rakia until I watched them play. I mean, I kind of assume that because if you look at Tennessee's roster, like they don't really have sort of any like huge players that can really step up. I mean, yes, here and there they can step up and whatnot, but it really is Rakia Jackson that is the engine for this team. And everyone knows it. Their whole offense basically is ran around Rakia Jackson. And so to me, it wasn't the biggest surprise at all. Matthew says, is Fudd career over? No. I don't think her career is over. I mean, she's fine. Like, she hasn't been playing that great. And then she gets injured. So like, I don't think it's a reason to panic and say that her career is over. Like, I think that's a bit much to say about a player. I don't think that. No, I don't think that, Matthew. Let me know why you think that. I mean, sure. She hasn't been that good, but also like, that's a lot to say someone's career might be over. But yeah. Quinn says Iowa is too dependent on Clark. UConn lacks size. And so, Quentin, let's actually dive into Iowa real quick. So that Iowa versus Kent State game. Actually, I might have do I have a slide for that? Let's see. Also, guys, let me know what y'all think about this new site that I'm using to do these live streams. Let me know what y'all think about the graphics and whatnot. All right, so let's talk about this Kent State. I always call them Kent State versus Iowa. So Kent State beat Iowa, and for y'all who watched, I actually did like a live stream of the second half of that game, and let me tell you, like, Kent State surprised me. They surprised me quite a bit because Kent State is a team that runs on one person, Ayoka Lee. And she's been injured, so she's just still sort of getting back healthy again. And for a good portion of that game, they were not going to Ayoka Lee at all. And then they started to pass her the ball, and then they started leading, and so that's a huge thing. But here's the thing about Iowa. So Iowa, I thought they had enough to win that game. I thought they had enough to win because while, for the most part, they weren't, the different players weren't really doing anything. But the player that I was super impressed with was Molly Davis. Molly Davis is a better player than I thought she was. I thought in that Kent State game, she played very, very well. But when it came down to sort of towards the end of the game, it was like, Caitlin Clark would just be jacking up shots, and it's like, what are you doing? Pass the ball to Molly Davis, because Molly Davis had a hot hand. She was good in that game, in that Kent State game. I mean, not Kent State game, K-State game. K-State game. I keep saying Kent State. K-State game. And Molly was good. And it was like Caitlin, I don't know if the coaches told her or what, but it was like, it felt like she thought that everything was all on her shoulders and she had to do it all alone. And like, she wasn't really on a team. It was just her out there. And I think if some of those last minute shots that she was like shooting and missing, I think if she would have passed the ball to like someone like Molly Davis, who actually was good in that K-State game, maybe it would have been better. Oh, thank you so much. It's pronounced honestly. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I've been calling you honestly the whole time. I thank you so much for correcting me. Honestly. Honestly, I appreciate you correcting me. Um ooh. I'm gonna just call you Fee. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. I predict the Gamecocks will score 100 again tomorrow night. Yeah. That's a good that's a good prediction. That's a good prediction. Very good prediction. Quinn says LSU does not have complimentary players. Too many of their players score off of hustle and physicality, but poor, not enough skill and selfishness. So, Quentin, I think I would agree with the fact that you say that a lot of the players are they score off of hustle and physicality. They do. Is not a ton of like pure shooters on that team, so that's for sure, something that they need to do. But I think Kim Mulkey's going to get them together. Like yes, they're not looking too hot right now, though they're killing these sort of teams that are sort of not a factor at all, especially when it comes down to late in the season. So they're killing some of the teams they're playing now, but like overall, I think LSU will be fine. I think Kim Mulkey's going to right the ship, and they should be fine. But we'll see. James said Fudd is just in a slump. Yeah, she is. Quentin says Texas looks really good to me. So Quentin, to be honest with you, I have not been watching Texas. I've watched some highlights, but like I haven't really been watching them, and so I am off on that. So I will try my best to look more into it. Like the problem is, yeah, James. I keep saying Kent. It was K-State. But yeah, back to you, Quentin. I think there's just so many games out there, and like so little time, because like I like also like have like an actual job, and I do way more than 40 hours on it, and I do this stuff, and so it's sort of like, man, it's a lot of games to watch and so little time. So like Texas is a team that I have not really watched like that, and I do want to. So that's a team that I really need to pay more attention to. Phil says Michaela Williams is a beast. When Angel Reese gets back, they will be hard to beat. I think they will start peaking at the right time towards mid-season. Yeah, I think you're kind of right on that. J-Spot Network says, what site is it? I might need to use it. It's called Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live. Yeah. Yep, thanks. Yeah, Caitlin did shoot him out of that game. She did. And I'm not sure what it was. Like, I'm not sure if the coaches next time just need to talk to her and say, hey, calm down. You have a team, you have teammates who can score. Yes, a lot of the teammates weren't really doing anything in that K-State game, but Molly Davis was. And so, that should have been a person that you could have put together. T. Miller says, I think that Virginia Tech is better than Iowa. I know Iowa won, but Virginia Tech is a little bit more complete team. If Clark is having an off night, they're average. Yeah. I would think I would agree with that, T. Miller. With when Caitlin Clark is on, definitely Virginia Tech is not a better team. For sure, not a better team. But when Caitlin Clark is off, yes, 100% Virginia Tech, because for the most part, there's not really anybody really on Iowa that would be able to kind of make up the difference, or at least that have proven so this year. So yeah, I saw that CCU. So that's the thing. So while Lisa was saying that, Lisa Bluter, the head coach of Iowa, in the press conference after the game, she was sort of saying like, it made it seem like she was unhappy with the amount of shots that Caitlin Clark took at the end of the game. But it's sort of like, well, why didn't you say something while she was doing it's it's kind of strange for you to sort of say that after the game is over. Why didn't you say that like when you all had timeouts? Caitlin, pass the ball. Give it to Molly Davis. Give it to Hannah. There's other players on the team that see what you can do. Move the ball around. You all don't just focus on passing Caitlin the ball. See who else can get going. And, that could have been something that was said during timeouts. And so it's kind of odd that you sort of say that at the end of the game after you've lost. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. What do y'all think about what she said though? What do y'all think about what she said? Nolan said, I watched a couple of highlight packs on Tessa Johnson this weekend. Gamecocks got a shooting guard there. Yeah. Tessa Johnson can play. She could play. James said Texas is great. They're a top 10 team. Okay. All right, James. I think I'm missing out on watching Texas. So I will be trying to do that for sure. For sure. All right, so let's kind of go through some more stuff. We have quite a bit I want to go through today. So we talked about that Iowa K-State game, and let's talk a little bit more about Ayoka Lee. So Ayoka Lee is one of the highest scoring players in NCAA history. Ayoka Lee is one of those players that if she was at any other team, let's say she was with South Carolina or Iowa or UConn or LSU or even Baylor or Ohio State, like if Ayoka Lee was on any other team in the country, well, any other sort of bigger name team in the country, I think she would be top of mind for a lot of people. She is someone who she's a big body, I believe she's 6'6". And while she's not like the best player in the world, she's a big body that knows how to use her frame. She set she set the most points in a game at 61 points. This was a Division I record. She is the 3-time Wooden Watch award person. She was on the list from 2001, 2002, and 2004. She was on Lisa Leslie's watch list. A Big 12 Player of the Year. Like Ayoka Lee is serious, and she's good. However, I think the fact that she is with K-State, it doesn't help her a ton because she's at a team that just doesn't get really any shine and a team that isn't really a threat. Even though last year they did beat Iowa last year, but Ayoka Lee is one of those players that could be really, really good. Last year, if you don't know, she had a season-ending injury, and she had surgery. And she's back and she's like getting in shape. Before she was injured last year, I believe she was 10th in scoring for the NCAA. So, Ayoka Lee is pretty good. And she's one of those players, that like, could be really, really great, but because she's with K-State, she's going to get passed up in terms of different nominations for different things. She's going to get passed up in terms of the watch list for the WNBA, though I think she is a solid second rounder right now. If she was to go to the WNBA at the end of the season, I think she's a solid second rounder. She could bring she's a big body, and I think she could be like a Tierra McCowan of sorts, for a team, a player that's big, that could just bang a little bit in the inside, a player that can get rebounds, a player that's not like the most skilled when it comes to footwork and when it comes to shooting, but a player that can just really grind it out and just be a solid post player that's big. and that's something that she has. That's something that she for sure has. But if y'all could like this video, I'd appreciate it. I think we got 86 people in here and 37 likes. If y'all could hit the like button, that would be super, super awesome. Let's continue on with your comments. Oh, honestly, yep. Lee, like in my name, it's pronounced honestly. Honestly. Yeah. I think I got it. Let me know if I get it right. Honestly. Yeah. Kyra says, I'm pretty sure Bluter doesn't do much coaching with Caitlin. I think you're right. I think Lisa Bluter just kind of sort of lets Caitlin Clark sort of do whatever she wants, which, when you have a generational player like Caitlin Clark, I mean, for the most part, that's not a bad bet. That's not a bad bet to do that with a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. However, there are some times where you just need to coach the player and say, "Hey, stop. You're not by yourself. You have a team. And tonight you're off." It's different when Caitlin Clark is on. It's fine. Light it up, Caitlin. Light it up. Take all the shots. But against that K-State game, Caitlin Clark was off. She was off, and everyone knew it. Her shots were short. She wasn't really getting any lift on her shots. Like she looked off. So in those instances, it would behoove the coaching staff to say, "Hey, Caitlin, we all know, everyone knows you're off right now. So instead of forcing it, why not get your teammates involved?" So I think you're right that she doesn't do much coaching of Caitlin. However, it does need to stop. But yeah, Sky, you're right. Iowa players gave up open shots at the end and passed it to Caitlin, and Caitlin took too many shots. But tell the team to stop waiting to be saved. Well, I think that's also because I would love to talk, to figure out, I would love to talk to some of the players and sort of see, because it feels like they're told to give the ball to Caitlin. That's what it feels like as someone who watches the games. Like it feels that way to me. I don't know for sure, but it feels that way. Pretty Ugly says, love Ayoka Lee, but notice last game that she doesn't chase defensive rebounds hard. She gets them as she is 6'6", but she doesn't box out well or chase them down. Just observation. Well, yeah. What I've noticed is there's a lot of bigger players. They don't box out and they don't do the fundamentals. So the fundamentals are more for the shorter post players, the post players who are 6'1", 6'2", that type of thing. It feels like they're doing the posting up, and sort of the taller players are just sort of banking on their height to do it for them. And in college right now, it's working. But of course, when she goes to the WNBA, she does need to actually box out and not just rely on her height. But for right now it's working. Let's see what else. Donovan says, when Iowa is down, they don't trust any shot other than Caitlin, and it showed against K-State. Facts. Country says that Ayoka is still working her way back into shape. Yep. She was much slimmer before the injury. Yep. Let's see what else y'all got to say. Honestly says, I don't think she's being developed right. She may go into the second round, but need to get in better shape, and also may have to go overseas. Possible. Yeah, I think to me right now, she's a solid second round pick. Of course she's gonna have to go overseas to develop a lot more. Because again, I get Tierra McCowan vibes when I see Ayoka Lee. I do. And I think she could be better. She has the body for it. That's half the battle right there. She has the body for it. It's just there's a little bit more development that she needs to do. So she's going to be drafted likely in the second round. She might get cut. She'll need to go overseas to develop a lot more for sure. Lee is very good, but I don't think she will make the cut. Same with Monica last year. Yeah, she's going to get drafted, but yeah, I don't think she's gonna have to go overseas for sure. She is going to have to go overseas. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. But T says players need to be coached in Europe. I think American players have too much power. T, please speak more into that. I'm familiar with like the American players that go and play overseas, and I'm familiar with the European players who play in the WNBA. But like in terms of like the culture of players and sort of whether or not they have autonomy or not, I'm not familiar with that. So if you could speak into that, that would be kind of great. All right, so let's kind of go through some of the most notable games from this past week. So let's talk about some of these games. So first, I want to talk about this Tennessee versus Memphis game. So this was the game that Rickea Jackson was not at because she was hurt. Well, she didn't play in that game because she was hurt, and that was a tough game. So Tennessee had a very, very tough game without Rickea Jackson against Memphis because, they run on Rickea Jackson. She is the engine that keeps them going. The good thing about them is that Sarah Puckett, she showed up and showed out. She was super clutch in this game. I believe she had 24 points in this game. Memphis gave them a run for their money for basically the entire game, even into overtime. Though Tennessee did go on a last minute 9-0 run that helped them to win that game, but definitely eked out a win against Memphis. That was Memphis played well. Memphis, Memphis is one of those teams that, yes, they're not ranked, and most people don't think that they're very good, but they also can surprise a team and win. So Taff is fine. Okay, Taff. Taff says what I mean in Europe is players don't talk back. Coaches have all power. I think that's what you're saying. Oh, well, yeah. I guess I need to look more into European non-WNBA related European players and teams. But yeah. Thanks for sharing your thoughts though on that. What do y'all think about that Memphis Tennessee game? I think Tennessee needs to hope that Rickea gets back as soon as possible because this is one of those games that if Rickea was there, I don't think Tennessee struggles. I don't think Tennessee struggles at all. But with Rickea Jackson not there, they severely struggle. Like really, really, really struggle. Let's get on to some more games that happened this past week. So I do want to talk a little bit about this Baylor Utah game. So how many of y'all actually watched the Baylor Utah game? So Baylor, Nikki Collins, she's building something serious. She's building something very, very serious at Baylor. Baylor beat Utah. They had their foot on Baylor's neck basically the entire game. They never trailed in that game. And their defense was on it. Their defense was on it, and it showed. And Utah is one of the better teams this year because I believe Utah returns their entire starting lineup, which is like rare for some of the top 25 women's college basketball teams. Utah is a well-oiled machine, a team that has been together for a long time, and a team that really knows how to play together. But Baylor came in and beat them. I thought Drea Edwards. I believe she played for Kentucky before. She transferred to Baylor, and she's good. She's good. I thought she was pretty critical in Baylor getting the win. So I would say her transfer was a very smart move, and she's really helping she's really helping their team play. Like, really, really helping them play. Also, Sarah Andrews was 4 of 6 from 3, which is pretty impressive. And she had 18 points in that game. So it's huge win for the Baylor Bears, and a huge upset because Utah was one of those teams that, again, well-oiled machine, a team that knows how to win, a team that is comfortable with each other, and they lost. They lost to Baylor, who, Baylor's not no scrub. Baylor's a good team, but also Baylor is not necessarily a team that you would expect Utah to lose. Of course, I expected the game to be close, but I didn't expect for Utah to lose in that game. I really didn't expect that, and Baylor showed up and showed out. So hey, again with the commentary, players need to stay ready, and Baylor was ready, and clearly Utah was not ready. Not ready at all. Honestly says, Tennessee plays Indiana this upcoming week, and then Oklahoma, and then Notre Dame. Yeah, Rakia needs to come back soon. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for them. If both Rakia is out and Citron is out for that Tennessee versus Notre Dame game, that'll be pretty interesting to see Hannah versus everybody else on Tennessee that is not named Rakia Jackson. That would be pretty interesting. That'll kind of even up the score a little bit. That'll sort of level out the playing field if Citron is still out. But we'll see. Nolan says, I watched the Baylor game. Blackwell was 60% from the field and had a few big rebounds. Facts. Defensively, Baylor's solid. They're solid. They're solid. Donovan says, I watched the Baylor game. Baylor was relentless on defense, but Utah had Alyssa and Gianna in foul trouble, which didn't help. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you're a team that relies on some like core players, when they get in foul trouble, it's sort of tough. It's sort of tough to one, for the coaches to leave them in, and two, it's tough because they have to sort of alter the way that they play because they're not as aggressive on offense because they're afraid of getting a charge or something like that. And then on defense, again, they're afraid of getting fouled, so they're not as aggressive. But Utah is still a really good team. They just got caught. They just got caught blinking, and Baylor showed up. James said, I saw a bit of the Baylor versus Utah game. Baylor was hot, and Utah is a frustrating team with their consistency. Utah, in my opinion, is still top 10 because Utah last year had weird losses last season. So, yeah, I mean, I would say Utah is still probably top 10 or maybe 11. Yeah, they definitely shouldn't drop that much. However, Baylor needs to be a top 25 team. They need to be a top 25 team. I thought they played too good to not be considered a top 25 team. Honestly says that Notre Dame Illinois game and the Colorado versus SMU game was good too. To be honest with you, honestly, I actually didn't catch those games. So while I know the results of them, I didn't catch those games live. So that'll for sure be on my list tonight. I have lots of games that I still need to catch up on. And those two are games that I have not watched yet. Yeah. I think you might be right, Robert. Robert said, I believe Drea Edwards is the one that hit the shot that beat Aaliyah and the Gamecocks in the SEC tournament 2 years ago for Kentucky. I have I liked Drea Edwards when she was with Kentucky. And her moving to Baylor, I thought was a good move because she's doing well. She's doing very well. So, Robert says South Carolina and Utah coming up next month, December 10th, will be an interesting game. It'll for sure be an interesting game, though. I think South Carolina will win. But yeah, it'll be a good game for sure. It will for sure be a good game. But y'all, let me know what else y'all want to talk about today. I have a couple more things I want to go through. And I want to talk about this UCLA versus Princeton game. So yeah, UCLA almost got. They almost got. If it wasn't for Betts and Osborne, UCLA would have lost. And I have to tell you, before that game, I was not checking at all for Princeton. At all. But now I'm like, I'm adding Princeton on my list of games to watch because Princeton's pretty solid. They're pretty solid. And the fact that UCLA almost lost was like just sort of crazy. Just very, very crazy. They are still perfect. So them along with South Carolina are still teams that are 100%. Right now UCLA is number 3. I seriously wonder if even though they won, I wonder if the closeness of that Princeton game, I wonder if that drops them at all. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but like again, this game again proves the fact that Lauren Betts made the best decision for herself, because she was good. Lauren Betts is a very, very, very talented player. And we didn't see much of her last year, because she was with Stanford and she, didn't play very much. But now that she sort of like is in control of this UCLA team, like she's looking good. She's looking good. I think we may see her, finishing the rest of the year averaging a double-double, because she's definitely on her way there right now, with double-doubles sort of all the time. So yeah. She's very, very good. And Charisma Osborne is again very, very good. Donovan, facts. So Donovan says the guard from Princeton, Sky Belker, was the secret weapon in almost pulling an upset. So Sky was efficient in her shooting. So she was 3 of 4, and she finished with 20 points in that game. And yeah, she's good. She's good. I think sometimes it could just be me that sort of has a bias against some of the Ivy League teams where I just I don't think they're that good, and that's definitely a bias that is definitely changing, because they're showing that, hey, yes, we're very smart, but we can hang with some of these teams. We can hang and we can make some noise. So like, shout out to Princeton. Totally. Alex Swan. Alex. I hope I'm saying your name right. Swan. At least I know that's right. How are you watching the games? They say unavailable for me. So it's a mix of I have YouTube TV, so I have like basically every sports channel. I also just added Fubo TV because there are some additional. I think I might actually get rid of YouTube TV, because it seems like all the games that are on YouTube TV are also on Fubo. There are some games that Fubo has that YouTube TV does not have, so I subscribe to that as well. Also, ESPN Plus has a good amount of games as well. So using all of that as a mix, you should be able to watch most of at least the bigger games, the ones that feature either top 25 teams or teams that are sort of on the bubble of top 25. Hopefully that helps. Kyra, what up? Yes, listen to Kyra and hit that like button. Appreciate you, Kyra. One day, y'all. One day we gotta do like an actual meetup one day. Maybe during the NCAA tournament, we'll organize some sort of meetup. I think that'd be kind of fun. RC says, Bruins, we so good this time around that Kiki Rice is just icing on the cakes. Yeah. And that's because of the transfers. You know, you add in a player like Lauren Betts, and you have a significant chance of winning games. Written 12 says Lisa sit Caitlin down. I don't know if I don't think Caitlin should be sat down. I think she just needs to get just talk to her and be like, hey, you're missing a lot of shots, Caitlin. Pass the ball around, you know. I don't think she should be sat down because Caitlin Clark is a great passer. Like, that's the thing. Like, having Caitlin Clark on the floor is huge because Caitlin Clark can pass the ball. She's a very, very, very good passer. And it's just about her having confidence that when she passes the ball to her teammates that they actually make it. But, yeah. RC says Fubo costs too much. So here's the thing. I'm on a free trial right now for Fubo. And I'm on a free trial. And then after my free trial is over, it's a discounted it's a discounted monthly fee for I think like 3 months or something like that. And so because I'm still on the free trial, it's fine for me, but eventually my pocketbooks are gonna start hurting once I have to pay full price for Fubo TV. Let's see. Okay, great. Alex, I'm happy I pronounced your name right. So Kentucky Lucky says if you can't watch some of the games, most of the colleges have radio broadcasts you can listen to. Then hours or days later, you can watch the highlights. Kentucky Lucky, that is a great suggestion. So Alex, I hope you saw that. That's a great suggestion. I never even thought about listening to the college radio stations for the rare games that I can't find to watch live. But that's a great suggestion. Really, really good suggestion. Also, there are some YouTube channels that actually post either all of games or post lots of highlights of games, so you can watch those as well. Written 12 says they're romping over Drake. It's 5 minutes left. It's bad sportsmanship. So let's get to that game. I've been talking to y'all, so I haven't actually seen what's happening. So Iowa is playing Drake right now, and Iowa is winning 105-79. The fact that Drake has scored 79 points is, yes, sure, Iowa's still killing, but that's not good. that's not good. That Iowa is that suspect on defense where Drake is scoring 79 points against Iowa. But in terms of scoring, let me share my screen, guys, so y'all can see the box score. But it's not looking the best for a team like Iowa, because the spread of points is not very good. The spread of points is not very good at all in this game. So let's take a look at the scoring. And so this is of the Drake Iowa game, and Iowa, in terms of their players' points, Hannah Stokey, only 4 points. Molly Davis, 10 points. Caitlin Clark, all right, she's more efficient today. More efficient. 9 assists, which is pretty good. 7 steals. Wow. Okay. 35 points for Caitlin Clark right now. Let's see what else. Gabby Marshall again. Gabby Marshall has just been struggling. She did have one game that she was pretty good, but she's been struggling this year, like really, really struggling. But Kate Martin has shown up, and she has 25 points, which is huge for her. That I wonder what her career high is. That might be. I feel like that's kind of close to Kate Martin's career high. And Goodman with 15 points is pretty good. So yeah, as you can see, Iowa's starting lineup, even against a not so good team, they're struggling. They're really struggling. So that's for sure a concern if you're a fan of Iowa. But let's see how Drake's doing. Look how even of scoring their starting lineup has. Like that's, if you compare that to Iowa, it's not looking great. Like, yeah, Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin scored a lot of points, but like the rest of their starting lineup, hasn't been that great. And so that's a huge deal. That's a huge, huge deal. Yeah, Chris says they're winning way too much for her to be out there right now. Yeah. RC says this is how we should respond to a loss. RC, but look how many points y'all giving up. Like, Drake has 83 points right now. 83 points against Iowa. That means Iowa's basically playing no defense. That's horrible for a team like Iowa. So I get what you're saying, RC, but even though they're scoring so many points, it's making me think Iowa's very, very suspect, especially on defense, because that doesn't look good. That does not look good. RC says, and some obscure YouTube channels that actually play the condensed games or show full. Yep. Oh, honestly says Women's Basketball Alliance on YouTube has most of the games, but they are cut to every basket or so that they are only 30 minutes. Oh, that's pretty cool. Thank you so much. Honestly, I didn't. I don't think I knew about that channel. So I appreciate you letting the community know. Written 12 says, I didn't mean that. I mean, at this point of the game, you're showing up the other. Well, yeah. Yeah. So at this point, for Caitlin Clark should be out of the game, and you should just have your bench players in. But Iowa needs to stress the fact that, hey, y'all need to play some defense, because that to me that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Thoughts if Iowa has an underwhelming season? Does this prompt Caitlin to enter the draft in April? I think so. I think the only reason Caitlin stays is if she feels like Iowa actually has a chance to make it far in the following year in the NCAA tournament. And Iowa, I believe they got a really good prospect, like one of the class of 2020 2024 prospects. So it depends, but if they don't play very well this year and they end up being bounced in like the Sweet 16 or something like that, I think it makes her want to leave, basically. James said, not really surprising. Drake is actually a pretty decent team. They're not a great team, but can beat lesser teams for sure. Written 12 says the grandstanding by Caitlin has always been enabled by Lisa. Thanks, Kyra. Yeah, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button if you can. Sharon is caring. Oh man. So Frank says APOTI in the house. I'm sorry, I don't recognize the acronym. Sorry about that. I don't recognize it. The best thing for Iowa is for Caitlin Clark to declare for the WNBA draft. Really? I mean, then they'll just go back to not being relevant. So I don't know if that's the best thing for Iowa. I think they go back to not being relevant and losing. But we do have some more games to talk about, guys. We do have some more games. Can we talk about the trouncing of Maryland? So UConn played Maryland this week, and they killed Maryland this week. Not a surprise, I would say, at all. But the fact that Brenda Free's team only had 48 points is kind of alarming and kind of huge. But I think this game really did get UConn's groove back. So that's something. That's something that is good, I guess. And Paige Beckers like did her thing. Paige Beckers is back, y'all. She's back. And she's ready to play. She's ready to play, y'all. So I think UConn is back to their winning ways, especially after this game. Killing a top 25 team that bad says a lot. And it also it says that Gino lit a fire under that team for the loss that they had the previous week. So, UConn's back. And speaking of UConn, they actually played today, y'all. They played Minnesota, and I do want to talk about that game because that game featured Paige Becker's homecoming of sorts. Oh, Frank, awesome people on the internet. I love it. APOTI. I love it. I love it, Frank. APOTI unite. Awesome people of the internet. Y'all, let's talk about Paige Becker's reunion. So, I'm not sure how many of y'all watched that game. It was on TV. I can't even remember what channel I watched it on, but it was on. The game was actually on TV. Between Minnesota and UConn today, Minnesota and UConn today, and I watched. I didn't watch the entire thing. I watched most of the game. It felt like initially the game was very evenly matched. And then UConn really just the floodgates kind of opened, and UConn was starting to kill. And then then Minnesota kind of tried to get into it a little bit more, but it was basically over. It was a UConn basically all the way. Robert says UConn struggled against Minnesota. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily struggled. The game was close at the beginning of the game, and like there were moments in the game that Minnesota did a good job, but like overall, it felt like UConn's game basically the entire time. So like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that they struggled at all. Yes, Frank. Now I know. I feel like I've seen that in the chat before. You might have put that in the chat before, and now I know what that means. Yeah, Kyra, that is pretty sweet. Hashtag APOTI. Timothy says Maryland in the building, but they will be good at the end of the year. They are going to be okay in the Big Ten. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Big Ten. I mean, the Big Ten has some good teams, but they're not like, as good as they have been in the past. So I think Maryland's only real competition is Iowa, and we'll see how Iowa plays. It just sort of depends. But yeah, what else have y'all seen this week that y'all wanna that y'all really want to talk about. Let me let's see. Were y'all happy about Paige Becker sort of getting her flowers of sorts in, it wasn't really her hometown, but her home state, I should say. Brittany says, talk about Paige pulling Sellers down. I guess I don't remember that. Hold on. Maybe I wasn't paying attention when that happened. I don't remember that. If I can, I'm gonna try to find a clip of it so we can watch it. So we can watch it together. But yeah, I'll try to find a clip. I'll try to find a clip about it. But if y'all have a clip for that, let me know. We'll put it on the screen and we'll watch it together. But I do not remember that. All right, let's go back to y'all comments. Nolan, thanks honestly for the Women's Alliance basketball information. Yeah, thank you honestly. See, we all a community together. We all a community, sort of giving suggestions and whatnot, and trying to make sure everybody stays informed about women's basketball. Country, isn't Ohio State in the Big Ten? Yeah, I believe Ohio State is in the Big Ten. Yeah, yep. Yep, they are. James said UConn is trying out new rotations, getting more players more time. It looks like UConn is developing players. And James, the reason why I think UConn is really doing that, like, yes, it's a good thing to do for the health of the program, but also I think that Gino is trying to hedge his bets on if he has any more players with injuries. So he's trying to get some of the players who wouldn't play that much. He's trying to get them in. He's trying to get them acclimated. He's trying to get them some serious playing time, because he doesn't know if he's going to have players go down, because the last couple years his teams have been going down left and right. So, like, it's a smart move for him to kind of get some additional playing time for some of these players. To me, it makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense. We already went through Tessa. Let's see. Dream Chaser CJ. Don't understand why we LSU get so much hate. I would say, Dream Chaser, that I've seen a good amount of hate for LSU. Here's kind of how I summarize it. I see a good amount of people who don't like LSU because they don't like Kim Mulkey. Like, they say she's racist. She likes Trump, I guess. She doesn't support players, or like whatever. Like, there's a lot of specific Kim Mulkey criticisms that I see. And I think that's why, I guess, a portion of people don't like Kim Mulkey. I think there's another portion of people who don't like who don't like LSU because of all the hype that they got. There's Iowa fans that don't like LSU because of, like, the whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing that was, like, blown out of proportion last year in the tournament. Also the sort of notoriety and how, like, big LSU got. I think there's some people who don't like that piece of it. But yeah, it does feel kind of strange, though. There's a lot of people who don't like LSU, and I don't think it's that deep. Like, I don't know. I think the way I think about these teams is, like, I don't know. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. I want to know what you do on the court, and, like, it does seem to be a lot of hate, but it's sort of like, why? It just feels unnecessary to me personally. But, like, also, I don't have any skin in the game in terms of in terms of a NCAA team that I love. So like, you know, it doesn't make a difference to me. But hopefully, I don't know. Dream Chaser, let me know. Did I feel like I summarized the two biggest things that I see online about people like not liking LSU. Is there any other reasons why you think people don't like LSU? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know what you think. Written 12 says, "Oh, Quita and you Sky fans out there. I was working in a coffee shop in New York today, and I saw Allie Quigley. Oh wow, that's cool. That is cool. Did you say anything? You should did you say like, hey, go WNBA or something like that? Like, that's kind of cool. That is pretty cool. Let's see. Yes, CCU, Florida Gulf Coast Eagles, y'all. Like, yeah. This year it feels like the rise of sort of the teams that people don't really know about, because I will tell you, before today, I was never checking for Florida Gulf Coast. Ever. But now I'm checking for them. So for those who don't know, Florida Gulf Coast beat Kentucky today, which is a big deal. You know, yes, Kentucky is not a ranked team, but they're sort of on the upper echelon of teams in women's basketball. And so the fact that to me, one of the more random NCAA teams beat a well-known team that's coached by, you know, Kyra Elzy, who's very well known in you know, the program that, you know, in the last several years has been, you know, in the Sweet 16, in the Elite 8. A team like Kentucky losing to Florida Gulf Coast, that's a big deal. And again, it's another thing that shows any team can get got. Any team can get got in women's basketball today. Any team, whether it's Florida Gulf Coast beating a team, or DePaul beating a team, or if DeVry had a team, if they beat somebody, you know, it's any team can get it, and all teams have to be ready. And so that was honestly one of the first times that I really heard of Florida Gulf Coast, and I'm happy for them. I think that's great. I think it's great for the game of women's basketball. I really do. Let's see. Joseph says Sid Taylor has been huge for Louisville. It was sad to see her leave UMass, but great to see her doing big things in the ACC. She definitely got to a bigger stage. 100% got to a bigger stage. And Louisville's going to be a good team. I mean, they're not going to like make it extremely far in the NCAA tournament, but like she definitely leveled up in her sort of competition. So I think that was pretty great. Oh, I think I saw a super chat. Oh, thank you so much, Frank. Thank you for the $1.99. Frank says APOTI. Yes, awesome people of the internet. That is what y'all are, because y'all are awesome. Y'all are some awesome people. And I really, really enjoy talking to y'all. Do y'all like these live streams? Do y'all want me to continue to do these? I feel like it's kind of cool to sort of react and talk to y'all in real time. If y'all enjoy that, let me know. And let me know if y'all have a suggestion on sort of the cadence of these live streams, because that can help me make sure I do those in the future. Trell says, love this channel. Thank you so much, Trell. Appreciate you. Country says Iowa has to go through Ohio State as well. They do. And if Caitlin Clark is on, I think they beat Ohio State. If Caitlin Clark is on, that's the key for all of Iowa's success. If Caitlin Clark is on, it just sort of depends. Kentucky says Ohio State might surprise. CCU says LSU or insert any other team. Hate is good for the sport. It builds storylines. It does. I think it can, for sure. I mean, look at the NBA and how different rivalries and hatred for other teams has kind of fueled into, ratings and getting people to show up and buy tickets and whatnot, and it like fuels this whole a whole media complex around it. Like it can for sure. I think that the tough part for me is that college players, while they're getting NIL money, they're not professional, and they're also still kids, even though some of them may be 21, 22 years old. And in terms of the pressure that could be sort of them sort of dealing with a lot of hate from other people who have no idea who they actually are. I feel like that could be kind of tough on them. That's my only thing. Trell says, I met Kim Mulkey and I never got any indication that she's racist at all. And she was in the rough part of South Baton Rouge showing love when she didn't have to. Yeah, I mean, I've never met her, but it seemed like she's a cool lady. I personally, I don't care what people's politics are. I can care less. And so to me, regardless of if she's, I think people say she's Trump supporter or Republican, or whatever. I don't care. I just don't. And so I don't know. I don't know if that alone is the reason why people are calling her racist or whatever. But Trell gave his opinions. And hey, you met her. Let's see. Country says, you are right, Quita. Let the game play out on the court, not media, social, or otherwise. Yeah, I just, I want. Again, we're dealing with they're basically still kids. They are even though they're in their early 20s, 21, 22 and whatnot. They're young adults, I should say. Not kids, because I feel like when I was 21, I'd probably be upset if someone called me a kid. But they're young adults, and it could be hard experiencing a lot of popularity and different expectations that you have to hit, and also dealing with a lot of drama and whatnot. So that could be pretty tough. Jermaine Johnson said, I've been following Florida Gulf Coast University for the past 2 years now. Tell me a little bit about them, Jermaine. Tell me a little bit about them, because to be honest with you, I need to be schooled. I need to be schooled on Florida Gulf Coast, because I'm not. Again, as I said, I'm not familiar with this team, and I would love to learn more. Let me know some of the bigger games that I should check out for it. I should go back in the archives and sort of see those games play out. Donovan says Florida Gulf Coast is dope. They have beat Virginia Tech, Washington State, and now Kentucky. They are trying to make some noise. Really? They beat Virginia Tech and Washington State? Were those last year or the year before? I guess I missed those games because I don't remember them. And I feel like I should remember them. I really do. Written 12 says Paige was kind of wrestling with Sellers. Cheyenne and or Paige could have gotten hurt. Timothy says, I think the ACC is a conference to look out for. Yeah, I mean, also a thing to know is that the ACC, they're going to be good this year. But also the ACC is going to be very different next year because we have some of the Pac-12 teams going to the ACC. So, that's a thing. That's for sure a thing. Nolan says yes on live. Emmanuel says South Carolina slept on. Are they? Is South Carolina slept on? I mean, I don't know anybody in their right mind who actually pays attention to women's basketball that is sleeping on South Carolina. First of all, don't sleep on Don Staley because Don Staley's legit. And second of all, if you just look at South Carolina's game so far, what is there to sleep on? They've scored over 100 points in just about every game. They are dominant. Defensively, they're looking pretty good. Offensively, they're looking excellent. So, I don't know. What is there to sleep on? I don't know. All right, Chris says, I am new to your channel. Thank you, Chris, for joining us. But I enjoy the streams. It's nice to go back and listen when I am going through South Carolina content withdrawals. I am glad that I am here for you when you're going through withdrawals. Although you're gonna get more than South Carolina content over here for sure. Brittany says they were going for the ball, then Paige held onto her arm to purposely pull her down. I need to find that clip. I need to find that clip. Nolan says must-watch games of the week coming up. I see Tennessee versus Indiana on Wednesday, I think. So, yeah, let's go through. Actually, let me just go through the rest of these comments, and then Nolan, I'm gonna give you all my cheat sheet of games to watch in this upcoming week, because there are some really, really good games to watch this upcoming week. Really is. Frank says she's just Southern. That's all. I think you're talking about Kim Mulkey. All right. Timothy says, do your ranking, early season rankings. So are you talking about my Power 6? Is that Timothy? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. AG Hawaii fan, what up? Aloha. AG says, aloha, Quita. Do you have any thoughts particularly on the Notre Dame women's basketball team? Notre Dame is good. I like Notre Dame. However, they have some serious cons that are going against them right now. One being Sonia Citron getting hurt. That's a big deal. You also have Olivia Miles that we still don't quite know when she's going to be back. So again, that's a huge deal. Hannah Hidalgo is legit. She is she's good. Like, she's one of those players that's she's one of those players that, like, when I'm watching her play, I'm like, give me those cookies, because like she's I don't know if y'all know that expression, but like she be getting, she's like so ball dominant, and she's like, hey, if I don't have the ball, I want that ball. So if she's defending, she's gonna get that steal. I believe she has like over 27 steals for this year. Like, it's contagious. Like I was watching Notre Dame play, and it wasn't just Hannah that was getting after those steals. It was the other players as well. Like, it feels like it's contagious. The way Hannah is after the basketball on defense. And now a lot of the other players on Notre Dame is also starting to do that as well. Like, I like Notre Dame, but I think they're in a rough spot right now with the injuries. So we'll see how it goes. But shout out AG from Hawaii. All right. All right. Timothy says top 25 rankings like every week or bi-weekly. I could probably do bi-weekly. Yeah, I could probably do that. I could probably do bi-weekly. Yeah. So if y'all ask for it, I will, your wish is my command, I should say. So let's talk about some of these games that I think you all should watch. So yeah, let's talk about these games. So in terms of the games that you all are highly suggested to watch, we're going to start on, what is it, Wednesday? Yeah, we're going to, well, actually, so here's one game that I think is a big game to watch. However, I personally will not be able to watch this game because this game is not on a channel that I have access to. So this is on Wednesday, USC, so University of Southern California. They play Penn State. That game is at 8:00. And that game is in the Bahamas. Actually, I believe that game might actually be on TV. But yeah, Penn State plays University of Southern California in the Bahamas. And this is one of those invitational games. So we'll see. That's gonna be a good one. Of course, Southern California will win. However, I think it'll be a good game. It'll be another chance that we can see Juju Watkins play. But yeah, I think that one to me is the game that you all should watch on Wednesday. So as we move on for the rest of the week, some of the games that I think you all should watch is the Maryland versus Washington State game. Like, I think this one is going to be pretty interesting because both of these teams are pretty evenly matched. So Washington State right now is number 24, and Maryland right now is at number 20 in the rankings. Both of these teams are pretty evenly matched, I think, and it should be a fun game. So they play at 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. So 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving. I think it should be a pretty good game. You all should probably watch it if you can. Also, because Princeton played such a good game this week, I've added Princeton versus Oklahoma on my to watch list. So Princeton plays Oklahoma on Thanksgiving. That game is at 2:00. And I think it's gonna be a fun game because Princeton seems like they trying to win some games. So hey, they trying to win. Also we have NC State versus Kentucky. NC State, of course, is going to dominate and beat Kentucky. That game is at 2:15 on Thanksgiving Day. That game is on ESPN Plus. So for those who have ESPN Plus, you can watch that game on there. It should be a pretty good one, even though for sure NC State should win, or at least that's likely what's going to happen. And yes, I think someone mentioned that earlier, that Tennessee versus Indiana game. That one's going to be a very, very good game as well. That game is at 5:00 on Thanksgiving. So there are a lot of games, y'all, for y'all to watch on Thanksgiving. So I'm not sure what exactly y'all plans are for Thanksgiving. But if you can, add in some women's basketball for your schedule for Thanksgiving. Like for me, like we'll go to church in the morning, then we'll go and eat food. And then usually for Thanksgiving we watch football. And we watch a lot of football. We sit on the couch while we're eating and then watch a lot of football. But this year, I think I'm gonna be like, hey, let's watch women's basketball instead of football on Thanksgiving, because this Thanksgiving we got some really, really good teams. So hey, it should be pretty fun for this upcoming week. All right, so let's go over some of the other games that I think we should watch. So on Friday, there are actually a couple games that should be on your list. Princeton versus Indiana. That game is at 10:00. That should be a pretty good game. What other games? We also have Oklahoma versus Tennessee as well. That should be pretty good as well. That game is at 12:30. So I'm not sure how many of y'all actually work on Black Friday. But if y'all don't have to work, there's some games for y'all to watch. There are for sure some games to watch. Also, LSU plays Virginia at 4:00 on Black Friday. So LSU should win, but in terms of all the teams that LSU has played so far after that Colorado game, like the Colorado game was like the toughest competition that they played so far, and the rest of the games have been kind of easy. But while this Virginia game should be a little bit easy, I think this provides a decent amount of a test for LSU. So it's another marker this Friday for us to see how LSU is doing. So we'll see about that game. So that game is this upcoming Friday. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That game is on Saturday, actually. Oh, yeah, I do apologize. That game is on Saturday. This upcoming Saturday at 4:00, LSU plays Virginia. So that should be a pretty good game. And then we have a couple of games. A couple of other games that we want to watch as well. We have like one or two more games to watch, and then that'll be kind of it. South Carolina plays Mississippi Valley State. That game is on SEC Plus. So I hope y'all have that channel. SEC Plus should be a pretty good game as well. Also, Colorado plays Kentucky on ESPN Plus. That game is at 2:00 on Friday. So yeah, lots of games for y'all to look out for. What games are y'all interested in? And what games do y'all plan on watching? Let's go back to the comments. D Barnes said Iowa put 4 players in double figures in their win tonight. Kyra says Hannah looks legit. Facts. Straight up facts. Timothy says, what do you think about primetime daughter game? Shalamai, I mean, she's on the team, but I don't think she's like good enough to actually really play and be an actual factor for the Colorado Buffaloes. I mean, we'll see, but like, you know, I don't think she's a big factor at all. So, you know, those are my thoughts about Shalamai. You know, we'll see, but like right now, I don't think she's a difference maker at all. So I don't know what else you want to know about her. She's not really gonna play at all. So, you know, that's that. I think she'll be lucky to get in a couple of games. I don't think she'll play at all. Timothy says, what HBCU team to look out for? So I don't know. And that's one of the things that I need to get better at. I'm not really checking for any HBCU teams. I'm not, in terms of women's basketball. I'm not. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'll try to pay more attention to HBCUs, but right now I don't have any HBCUs for you all to look out for. Not that they're not good. It's just that, you know, not that much time to pay attention. Kyra says, I don't think I can win that fight on Thanksgiving. Fair enough, Kyra. You know, football on Thanksgiving is a very ingrained tradition. And honestly, I can't even remember in years past if there were good women's basketball games on Thanksgiving. Like I can't even remember. And so yeah, we're in new territory now, and I think there's gonna be people are gonna have some fights probably with their family. Like, hey, can we watch women's basketball instead of watching football? You know, because football is it's very ingrained that, you know, you for Thanksgiving you cook a turkey. You know, though in my family's case, frying a turkey, because frying a turkey is way better. I y'all some turkey fryers? I don't fry it myself, but I like to eat it. I like to eat fried turkey. But like you do the turkey, you do the mashed potato, not mashed potatoes. We don't do that. We do basically soul food, basically. You know, macaroni and cheese, dressing, greens, like all that stuff. Cornbread. You know, you do all that. And then you load up your plate and you sit in front of the TV and you watch football. Like that's a tradition in America. And this year I'm gonna have to say, hey, can we change that tradition and watch women's basketball? Can we? But yeah, Kyra, I don't blame you. That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing to fight. That's a hard thing to fight. Quentin says, awesome channel. Thank you so much, Quentin. I appreciate you. Frank says USC and Seton Hall Monday night. And of course we got that Juju fever. Of course. Juju Watkins, she a big deal. She is a big deal. Kyra says, what's the name of the cutie on the couch? His name is Mr. President. Oh, he kind of stood up. Here, if y'all if y'all want to y'all want to meet Mr. President, if y'all do, let me know and I'll go grab him. I'll go grab him. Fisher says, quit telling the truth about Prime's daughter. She wasn't even good enough to start at Jackson State. Yeah. I don't even don't even know if she got in the game once, I believe, in Jackson State. Like, she didn't play. So I don't think she does anything. She doesn't play. You know, maybe if she went to like another school that wasn't like crazy talented, but especially going to a place like Colorado, like, she's not playing. Maybe if they're like blowing out the team, maybe. But she's not playing. CJB Radio says, I know it's only 3 games in, but who's your top 3 players so far? That is a hard question. That is hard. That is, yeah, CJV, man, that's tough. That's tough. I would say that that's a very tough. Yeah, who are my favorite players? Or top 3 players. So I'll go at it from this angle. So I would say Juju. Oh, yeah, hit that like button. I would say Juju. I would say Juju Watkins with University of Southern California. I would also say Sanaya Rivers of NC State. Uh-oh. I think my screen froze. Can y'all see me? It looked like my screen froze. Actually, give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna see what's going on with my screen. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. What is going on with my screen? Okay. Well, guys, I will be right back. I'm gonna see what is going on with my video. It's showing that I am I tell you, technology, man. Technology. Okay, so y'all look at this for right now. Let me figure out what's going on with my screen. 1 second, guys. All right, so I am not sure if I fixed it, but we will see. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. It doesn't look like I fixed my camera. I don't know what's going on. So for the time being, we're just gonna show this women's college basketball schedule as we continue to talk, and I'll hopefully figure out what's going on with my camera in a sec. Country says hide the remote, Quita. I may have to. Oh, shout out to Michelle. Michelle sent a super sticker. And it is a lemon character and baby lemon jumping up in the air to do a high five. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate your support. Y'all are really awesome with these super chats and super stickers. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I really do appreciate y'all. I am trying, guys, to figure out what just happened to my video. I think it might be that my I think my camera has overheated because I've been live for a while. So yeah. So give me probably give me another 2 or 3 minutes. I just turned off my camera and I'm gonna turn it back on and see if it works. Kyra says, let's see the cutie. Yes, I will grab him in just a sec. Once my camera starts working, I grab him and we'll take a look at it. We'll let y'all see Mr. President. Frank says, grab Mr. Prezi, please. Like button liked. Thank you. Nolan says Raven is heating up. I like Raven. I do like Raven. I'm glad y'all can still hear me, right? Timothy says change the camera. You might need a fan. Yeah, I think I might. Yeah, so the camera I got it for mainly sort of videos that I'll like record and then post them later, and so I didn't necessarily get it for live streams, and so I think I might have to upgrade in camera because I guess my camera is not good. I guess it's not good enough to actually last a long time. Promises to Nikki says, did you think Rivers would have had a breakout season if she would have stayed with South Carolina? I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to say because, like you never quite know. You never quite know if players are going to have an amazing season or a bad season. It's kind of like you never know. So I'm not sure. But I do think that her going to NC State was the best decision for her. And I am like happy and excited to see her play at NC State. Like I thought she's done a great job. She's done a great job so far. And I can't wait to continue to see her play. Great. I'm glad y'all can still hear me. I'm going to try. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to turn my camera back on and let's see if it works. Let's see. All right, let's see if this camera turns back on. And it's not. Oh, great. All right, guys. I think I am back. I think we are. Guys, I think we are back in action. I hope y'all can hear me. If I can get a yes that y'all can hear me and see me, I'm gonna grab Mr. President. I'm gonna show y'all. Can I get a yes in the chat from somebody that you can see me, and that you can hear me? Can I get a yes in the chat from somebody? Let's see. Oh, you're back on. Okay, great. All right, let me show y'all Mr. President. All right, guys. This is Mr. President. This is my dog. He needs to get his hair cut, but this him. He be the ones who, if y'all ever hear barking in my videos, this is him. He really needs a haircut. But yeah. All right, that's Mr. President for y'all who want to see him. That's him. That's him. All right, he wants to go away. All right, but that was Mr. President, y'all. That was Mr. President. Okay, let's go back to the rest of y'all comments. Let's see. Let's see. So country said, who are your way too early Final Four picks? 1 through 4. So I would say number 1, of course, South Carolina now, because they're just dominating. I would also say LSU. I still have them going to the Final Four. I also still have UConn going to the Final Four. And my 4th pick, which may be controversial. We will see. My sort of controversial pick is that I think it's likely going to be Colorado as the 4th Final Four team. We'll see, but that's who I think. That's who I think. But yeah, do y'all agree with that or disagree with my way too early top picks? I mean, we don't know. It could be some of these teams. It could be none of these teams. Like the parity is so great that it's you never quite know. You never quite know who's gonna make it so far. CBJ Radio says, I agree. Rivers is the best thing because USC is loaded. Yes to both. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. She made a good choice. She made a good choice leaving. Timothy says he needs a Raven jersey. Mr. President? CBJ said he's so cute. Yeah, he is. He is cute. He is cute. Country says, can Mr. President shoot the 3 ball? He probably could. If he actually had like if he could flick his wrist, he probably could. Mr. President Razor says Mr. President looks sleepy. He was literally sleeping until I woke him up. So he's probably upset with me. Kayla says, why Colorado? The reason why I say Colorado is because they have a really good team. They have, Frida Foreman, Sherrod, the big girl in the middle. I'm blanking on her name, but this Colorado team is good. Like, they're good. And I'm not sure, who could get in their way and stop them from getting in the Final Four. At least right now. Again, this is my way too early picks, but right now, the way it's looking, I say Colorado. I say Colorado. I think they're looking very good. I don't know. What do y'all think about the Colorado pick? But that's my opinion right now. That is my opinion. We will see what happens, but they're looking good. Or Vonleh, there we go. Vonleh, that's her name. Yeah. Sherrod, Vonleh, Frida Foreman, they're a good team. They're a really good team. So I see them going in there. So Timothy's picks are USC. I assume you mean South Carolina. I assume UConn, Notre Dame, and Colorado. All right. Nita says, I don't see Iowa making it past the Sweet 16. Caitlin does not have a lot of help. She doesn't. But maybe by the end of the season, maybe Gabby Marshall and others will start to step up and play a lot better. We'll see, though. Timothy says the Buffs are dogs. Yes, thank y'all, Kayla and Country for putting it in. Yeah, Vonleh. That's what I wanted to say. But yeah. That's those are my thoughts. Guys, we have been going for almost 2 hours. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about before we go? And actually just reminded me, I have one more thing I want to talk about before we head out. And that is one of the freshmen that's really lighting it up. Very, very good freshman, Michaela Williams. So I did want to just talk a little bit about Michaela Williams because she's good, and she is, she's one of the players that's sort of keeping LSU looking good. Yeah, Michaela Williams is good. She's a good player. I could totally see her becoming the SEC Player of the Year for sure, because she's talented, and I think she's going to help LSU get to the Final Four. Like, yes, LSU still has a little bit of I think still a little bit of work to do in the post and for their post positions, but like Michaela Williams is solid, and she's not looking like a freshman, which is like kind of cool. It's cool when you have players who are very, very good from the jump, and they can just hold their own and even be better than their teammates. Like I'm not seeing too much talked about with Michaela. So like it feels like there's a lot of attention given towards Juju, mainly. Yeah, she's the number one pick. I mean, not number one pick. She was the number one incoming freshman. So that, yes, of course, she should get a lot of attention. And I think also for South Carolina, oh man, how am I blanking on her name? The freshman phenom that's been like highlight reel after highlight reel. Oh my goodness, how am I blanking? I'm like completely blanking on her name. Fulwali. Yeah. So like Fulwali is getting a lot of attention. And I feel like her and Juju have gotten a lot of attention. Malaysia Fulwali and Juju. But I feel like Michaela she's just sort of doing her thing. And because she's on a team that should be like a super team of sorts, it feels like people are kind of like not checking for her. But Michaela Williams is serious. She's good. She's very, very good. So just wanted to give her a shout out because like I feel like she's been doing very well, very, very well, and she hasn't gotten a ton of attention, at least in my opinion, or maybe I'm just not in the spaces where she's getting a lot of attention because I don't really see it, but you know. Those are my thoughts, guys. If there is nothing else, we will end this stream. But y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Y'all have, man, some of y'all have been on here for a whole 2 hours. That's crazy. Thank y'all for rocking with me, y'all. If there's any, so Kyra says, I'll take Michaela over any freshie. Even Juju? Like, yes, Michaela is amazing. Yes. I'm not sure if I would take her over Juju. Like, she's very good though. Very, very good. Very good. But yeah, y'all let me know if there's anything else y'all want to talk about. Also, let me know what days y'all want me to do live streams this week. Like I feel like I'll probably do a couple this week, just depending on what y'all what games are y'all interested in. And you know, I'll sort of determine from there if live streams are in the cards. So yeah, let me know what y'all what type of content y'all want in the future. And I will make sure to make that content. But yeah, we got some interesting videos coming out. I'm going to be talking about Skylar Diggins-Smith, where she is going, or where she might be going in the WNBA, because she is a free agent now. I'm going to be talking about here's a preview of some of the stuff that you'll hear in the coming days and weeks on this channel. I'm also doing a piece about some of the WNBA players who are now assistant coaches for colleges and how they're going back to college, going back to college. Anyway, yeah, I will be making a video about that. We'll be doing more content on the college game and some of the freshmen who are just sort of doing stuff. We'll also be doing some content around Timothy, I saw your stuff. Top 25 rankings bi-weekly. I will try to do that. I will try. Yeah, we have and I always say we because I feel like we're all of y'all we're all together in this, and we're all making this channel happen together. But in reality it is just me who's on the computer. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out, and I'm really, really excited about it. So I hope when those videos drop, I hope you all are interested in them, and I hope yeah, I hope y'all engage with that stuff. Also, y'all, I don't know how many of y'all saw, but like if y'all saw, did y'all see the Angel Reese video I put out yesterday? Like that video, I didn't expect for that many people to watch it. Like I was, I put it out and I was like, okay, well maybe, I'll maybe get like, 2,000, people, maybe 3,000 if I'm lucky, people watch it. But y'all, that video has like gone. Like it's gotten so many views, and I'm just like, whoa, what is happening? what is happening, y'all? His mom. It's kind of crazy. Like, have y'all seen that video? It's like, man, like, I don't know. I think that might be my first. I think that might be my first ever viral video. And I'm just like, okay, wow. Didn't expect it. Don't know if that'll ever happen again, but I guess it's kind of cool. But yeah, like y'all, this, I don't know. It's kind of cool to see like that video. Like, see, this was the video. But y'all, I'm at how am I at 73,000 views for yesterday's video? Like, that's just crazy. Like, my mind is still blown that many people are interested in what I have to say about this topic. We had 965 likes. That's crazy. 504 comments. Again, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, that video just really was going. And it feels like I'm excited about it, but then I'm also like, wow, like, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Cause like, I've never had that many people watch something of mine. So it's kind of crazy. But y'all, I do want to thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I do. I want to thank y'all so much. Y'all have been super amazing. Like, my goal for this channel is not to make sensationalized content, and I hope, I really hope that video did not come off that way. Like, I wasn't like, it was just trying to lay out the facts of what has happened so far for LSU, and then also sharing like what some people have said about like what this could be, and also saying like, hey, like, Angel Reese is still a young lady. Like, we need to not crucify her and be like super rude to her, and like, and laugh at some of the stuff that's happening when we don't even know what's happening. And so, I hope that video came off well, and I hope that you all as sort of like a channel, like consistent people who rock with me and whatnot. I hope y'all got what I was going for that video. But yeah. I really do appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Knox's News says, until LSU makes an official statement, the speculation game is juiced. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of speculation out there. 100%. 100%. Razor Edge says 73K. Congratulations. Thank you. Y'all rock. Y'all rock. Country says Reese is a hot topic right now. She is. And it's funny that like, it wasn't until I put out my video that I guess I realized how big of a topic this actually is. And then once I put it out, I like noticed that there was a ton of other, not a ton, but a couple other channels that have put stuff out about it. And then I started to see even more articles about it, and I'm like, wow, this is a way bigger topic than I expected. It's kind of crazy. Timothy says, "Phil, you talk facts and truth." That's the goal. That's the goal. That really is the goal. With not sensationalizing stuff. Aubrey says, in my opinion, in my opinion, I love Angel, whether it's good or bad. They may throw shade and talk bad about her, but they low-key love her. I think that's true. Yeah, I think that's true. I think there's a lot of people who love to hate. And it feels like they love to hate Angel right now. But shout out to Angel. I pray that she's doing all right. I don't know what's going on. None of us know what's going on. So I just pray that she is okay, and like whatever situation is happening, that is it's worked out, whatever it is, and that it just sort of works out for her good, Knox's News said, you're doing things the right way. Mariah says, do you think Angel will play in tomorrow's game versus Texas Southern? And love the channel. First of all, thank you for rocking with me. Second of all, I am not sure. Like, I think we should know more about whatever this thing is tomorrow. If like, I don't know. Possibly. I hope she plays. I hope she's in attendance tomorrow for the game. And I hope she's there. We'll see. But like I hope she does go to the game, even if she doesn't play. I hope she goes. But we'll see. Not sure. Country said, Reese made a post that was shown on ESPN during the Stanford game that basically said, please don't believe everything you hear. Yes, I did see that post. And I was happy she posted it. So she's I guess she's hearing a lot of the probably negative stuff that people are saying about whatever this situation is, and she's like, hey, don't believe it. Wait till you hear it from my mouth or something like that. Like I hope that eventually we find out what's going on. We probably will, at least in the next couple of days or probably a week. We'll probably hear whatever is happening. But yeah, like I said, I hope Angel Reese is doing okay. Shakim says the quid of the recipe is this controversial topics go viral. Yeah, but it's like I get that. I do. But from a like I don't know. It's sort of tough because I don't really like to talk about controversial topics. I just want to just talk about basketball and like what's actually happening on the court. And then like if there's like very, very positive stuff that's happening off the court, like I would love to talk about that as well. But like some of the controversial negative stuff, I don't really like it. I know that like it drives clicks and whatnot, and that's like, it's not great. Like I get it, but like it's not the best thing ever, because since sensationalization, like in everything, in news, in sports, in everything, people like to sensationalize and make things seem horrible and make controversies out of everything because that sort of drives clicks, and that I don't know. I don't like it. I think that's kind of messed up, but that's how the world works, unfortunately. And it's crazy that like, none of the other positive videos that I made, or like sort of the strictly informational videos that I've made have gotten a ton of views, but like the one that's sort of controversial got a lot of views. So that's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing to sort of think about. Nolan says, let's continue spreading the love and supporting these young women. Yes, facts, Nolan. Let's continue to do that. Let's continue to do that. Yeah, because they could be your cousins, they could be your sisters. These ladies, even though we don't actually know them, we should still make sure that we're treating them with respect and like showing love. Even if we don't know, even if we don't agree with what they're doing or like whatever. I don't know. There's just a certain level of respect that I think we need to continue to have for these ladies, because they're balling, and they're doing stuff that they're doing stuff that that hasn't been done before. Like this NIL age, this sort of social media age is new, and so we have to take care when it comes to certain things. Let's see what else y'all got to say. Timothy says Angel made a lot of people a lot of money. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Which is like weird. It's like kind of weird. Big shooter 16 says, I just hope she's okay. Love your show. Yeah, I hope she's okay as well. Yeah. Pray for Angel Reese. Pray for whatever is happening. I don't know what it is, but just pray. Let's see. Timothy says, you try to stick to the game. I try. Yeah, I do. Aubrey says, Quita, it's like a lot of people are using Angel's name as clickbait to get more views for their channel. I'm noticing it a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's a lightning rod, and I just hope that the people who are making videos, they're not like sensationalized and like crazy. Like I haven't really watched much of anything, so I don't exactly know what people are saying, but I hope it's I hope they're not just talking trash or whatever. Like I don't know. Maybe I'll probably watch some of those videos after this. But yeah. That's the video, guys. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Bando says I assume you mean South Carolina to the championship. I assume that's what you mean. We'll see. Yeah, I think they're for sure gonna make it to the Final Four now. Like they're they're very good. They're very good. Right now, South Carolina is number 1 team. So we'll see. Timothy says, my daughter played at Robert Morris. I enjoyed the game. That's awesome. What position was your daughter? That's cool. Yeah, wait, was this Robert Morris in, there's a Robert Morris in Illinois. Is that the Robert Morris? Are you in, yeah, I feel like there's a Robert Morris in Illinois. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much. Oh, Bando clarified. Yeah. So yeah, you mean South Carolina. Yeah, there's a lot of I feel like I got a lot of South Carolina fans who like follow this channel. Yeah. But anyway, y'all awesome. Man, I've been on here for 2 hours and 17 minutes. That's crazy. That is crazy, y'all. But thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate it. I do want to just give an additional shout out to Frank with the super chat, $1.99. APOTI, awesome people of the internet, y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Shout out to Michelle for giving me a super sticker. I wish eventually I'd be able to actually see what the super sticker looks like, but they described it. A lemon character with baby lemon jumping up in the air to do a high five. Y'all rock. I really appreciate y'all. I have nothing else to talk about. But I appreciate it. Oh, wait, I see some more comments. Do I think UConn will beat UCLA? Yes, I do. But we'll see. Aubrey says, do you think there's a sleeper team that may contend for the championship? The sleeper team, I want to say NC State. Yeah. They're a team that I don't think anybody really has. I don't think anybody's really checking for them in terms of the champion, like a actual contender. But that's what I would say. They just got some dogs. They got some dogs. So yeah. All right. Timothy clarified. Robert Morris in Pennsylvania. All right. Oh, they wanted her to come. Oh, okay, cool. All right, y'all. Well, I do want to thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Awesome people of the internet. Y'all are awesome. It's just like that says. Awesome people of the internet. Y'all have been rocking with me for so long. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great night. today's Sunday, so I hope y'all get some sleep so y'all can go to work in the morning. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll probably do a live before Thanksgiving happens, but if I don't get a chance to talk to y'all, I wish you all a happy and healthy and safe Thanksgiving. Go women's basketball. And guys, have a great night. Until next time, guys. Bye, y'all.